All right, what's going on, guys? It's your man George, and today I am in beautiful Newport, Rhode Island, and your man Archie is kind enough to let me try the brand new Master Pro. Look at this thing, a 4,800 watt-hour battery, a 22-inch tire. And look at this kickstand. That thing's ridiculous. All right, here we go, the maiden voyage on the Master Pro. Ooh, it's tall. It's much taller than the EX20. Immediately. Now, the Master Pro does have adjustable pedals on it, actually, so you can actually raise them up and down. I'm pretty sure he has this on the lowest setting right now, which is still pretty high, definitely higher than the EX20. Ooh, the suspension is smooth though, butter baby. Alright, so the Master Pro is definitely a wheel that a lot of people have been excited about, right? This is a 134 volt battery, 4,800 watt hours. This thing is a massive 8P configuration on a 134 volt battery. So it's basically like two Masters in one. Now, I've heard that this Master Pro can go in the range of 60 miles per hour. I'm not going to be taking it that fast today. This is Archie's wheel, so we're going to have to take care of it for him, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sure he rides it in hard mode. I know he rides his other wheels in hard mode. This thing is smooth though. Oh, baby. That 22-inch tire is singing to me. All right, and of course, if it's not one thing, it's another. At this point in the filming, somehow my microphone came unplugged, so I'm going to have to do a little voiceover here. But basically what I was just talking about at this point in the video is how smooth the suspension on the Master Pro felt right out of the box. At least Archie's did. Stock-wise, this is the most comfortable suspension I've felt. It feels as comfortable as my EX20, which I had to put a significant amount of work in to get feeling just as plush as it does right now. The Hero was nowhere near as plush. The Master, no. Even the T4 just wasn't as nice. I'm a huge fan. The V11, no. S18, no. This one's definitely the most plush out of the box of any of the suspensions I've tried. It definitely is feeling very similar to how my EX20 feels. But I have an aftermarket shock on my EX20. I've kind of pulled it apart and lubed it up and worked on it. As far as I know, Archie just pulled this thing out of the box and it already feels amazing. All right, the next two things I know I was talking about in this segment. A, how much this thing is wanting for speed. It is starving for power. It wants you to push. It wants you to go fast. I can just feel how much this wheel wants to fly. I didn't really put in a great speed test here just because A, I just got on it for 2 or 3 miles. And B, if I crash Archie's wheel, he won't let me try any of the future wheels. So I had to be careful on this one. So besides the fact that this is a crazy heavy, crazy fast wheel, it's actually a lot more nimble than I thought it was going to be. The dexterity on this wheel is nowhere near as bad as I envisioned it being, especially since I rode the EX20 for so long with that kind of clunky, knobby tire that it comes with. I really thought that gave me a really bad impression for what a super heavy wheel was going to feel like, because now the EX20 with that rounded tire that I have on it, that nice street tire, nowhere near as clunky, super dexterous like any other 20-inch wheel. And this Master Pro was actually super easy to maneuver. I thought it was going to be a lot clunkier, a lot more top-heavy. It was not that bad, and you'll see a little bit more of that later. But then the other thing I noticed in this segment was the first flaw I saw with the Master Pro was specifically for if you're a shorter rider. I do not think this is going to be the wheel for you. So the one negative I've seen so far, just in my couple of minutes riding this thing, is mounting it can be a little, just a touch awkward, right? It's very tall pedal to seat, you know, compared to most unicycles, you know, compared to the EX20, right? This is much taller. And so when I go to mount it, I actually notice I'm almost like sitting on it. It touches the back, my hamstring, just a little bit when I go to mount it. You know, it's definitely, if you're a shorter person, I don't think this wheel would be great for you. Mounting this could be very difficult if you have short legs. I have very long legs. I'm 6 feet tall and I'm all leg. So for me personally, I don't have any issues with it, but I can definitely see a shorter person having a problem. This wheel is crazy stable though. I mean, between the weight, the 22-inch tire, I was thinking because it's probably more top heavy than a lot of wheels, I was thinking it wouldn't be as stable as it is. But I feel extremely comfortable on this wheel, even having only ridden it just 2 miles or whatever I've ridden it so far. You know, I was really looking forward to the release of the EX30, right? The new version of the EX20, the higher voltage, but the same battery. But getting up on this Master Pro has got me thinking about it. All right, I should probably be heading back here in a minute. I'm sure your man Archie is a little bit worried that George ran off with his wheel. But I'll trade him. He can have the EX20. I'll take the Master Pro. Yeah, I mean, this thing wants to ride fast. It is starving for some speed. That's crazy. This thing is hungry. Well, yeah, I think on paper there was little doubt that this would be the range king. And in person, I gotta say, this thing is gonna live up to those expectations. This is incredibly comfortable. It's got zip. It's got plenty of speed. It should have plenty of range. I mean, I'll have to put it through the test, but some of the stats that Archie's been telling me, like, you guys know Archie by now, right? He's 300 pounds. He's a big fella, 6'2", whatever he is. Archie was telling me he went 30 miles, averaging 25 to 30 miles an hour, and still had 70% battery. Archie, riding 30 miles an hour on this wheel, is going to get 100 miles. I mean, if you're a lighter guy, now, if you're a lighter guy, I think you might have some trouble with this wheel, right? I can already tell, you know, this is probably at the limits of what I can wield. Granted, I've been wielding the EX20 for a while now, so I have a little bit more experience with really big, really heavy wheels. But if you're a smaller guy, there is a chance you have some trouble wielding this bad boy. This thing is big. It's a big wheel. There's no mistaking it. When you get on this thing, you know it's big. And like I said, if you're a smaller person, short, right? If you're a shorter person, you may have trouble mounting this. If you're a lighter person, you may have trouble wielding this. The dexterity you may get on this, it's heavy. It's a big, heavy wheel. You're definitely gonna have to build some muscles to ride this thing. I gotta say though, I am quickly falling. You know me, I'm a sucker for a new wheel, right? I get on a brand new wheel, I'm like, I'm getting one of these. I love this thing. I love this thing already. So I must say, I like the stock tire on this thing. If you're just doing street riding, the stock tire is really smooth, really dexterous. I like the stock tire a lot. I don't know how it would perform off-road. It's not that aggressive. But for just your everyday street rider, I think the stock tire on this will more than suffice for most people. Now, Archie still has this set up with the stock shock. It has the stock shock, everything's stock on this wheel as far as I know. So I do believe you could get even better suspension performance out of this wheel if you were to switch it to something like the D&M shock I have on my EX20. All right, well, the one thing I did not do with this wheel is lift it up. I don't think I have to know that this thing is gonna be heavy as shit. The EX20 is 107 pounds. Archie, what is this, $120?
Yeah, it's about 115,
yeah, so I don't need to pick it up to know. It's heavy as shit.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And you know Archie's adding stuff, you know.
Yeah, and I was thinking adding additional batteries there, but I'm like, it gets to the point that it makes no sense.
More batteries.
It makes, you know.
All right, well, Archie, thank you very much for trying this thing.
My pleasure, yeah. I want you to have that experience.
Huge fan.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's amazing, right?
I like it.
It's amazing.
A lot.
It's not a wheel for everybody. And I get a lot of emails and people asking, what do you think? Should I get it? And when I have somebody that's like this, 100 pounds, I tell them no, that's not good for you.
I was saying in part of this was mounting it. I can already tell if you're any shorter than 6 feet, you're gonna have trouble mounting this wheel.
Right.
Like at
Yeah.
6 feet, it touches my
Right,
hamstring when
right.
I get on it.
Thing is going.
Now this is on hard mode.
And it's in a hard mode.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
If this was on soft mode, I think it would have a lot more of that off the line torque.
Right.
I can feel that this thing's got torque.
Right.
It just needs to be unlocked.
But and what I find difficult with it is to slow down.
Yeah.
The slowing down is really hard on it, and especially when you get your set into that speed, you have to keep distance. Some cars,
It
because
feels
you're not
just
gonna,
like the EX20 to
Right.
me, so
Yeah.
I'm used to how
Yeah.
it slows down. So for me, it wasn't an issue, but I can definitely see where if you're new to riding a wheel this heavy, this big, you definitely need
Right.
to train your mind. It's
and
not.
yeah, and especially when you're sitting, you do need to stand up.
It's not a
And-
thickler.
Yeah, yeah, definitely not. But yeah,
All right, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching me ride the brand new Monster Master Pro. This thing is a beast. I think it's absolutely living up to its reputation, living up to my expectations. It's actually exceeding my expectations of what this wheel is. So if you get yourself a chance to ride one of these, I'd say hop on it, see if it's for you. If you're into range, if you're into speed, this is the wheel that has to be on your radar. All right, guys, enough of me rambling on. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, ride safe out there. I'll catch you on the next one.